Hey, it's Frank.
And Anthony.
And we are in an airport. It's been a long couple weeks, but it's time for another episode of
Rodeo Rewind. This week it's the PBR team event in Cheyenne. Currently they are in Kansas City.
It's for Outlaw Days.
I had a chance in Rodeo, and you had a chance to interview Casey Lane.
I interviewed Casey Lane. It was awesome. We talked about just what's it like to be a general manager of a bull riding team, since teams is a new thing, and it was really awesome.
Yeah, and then we also, I talked to Bob Mitchell.
Bob Mitchell, hard to pick Bob Mitchell out of a crowd, right? Because of that.
No.
He's got pretty prolific, epic mustache.
Check those two interviews out.
It was awesome. During the PBR Team Series event, I had a chance to interview the general manager of the Ridge Riders. It is Casey Lane, and it was awesome. I learned quite a bit. I didn't realize how much goes into putting a team together and managing that team in the PBR Team Series.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Go check out that interview.
Hey, it's Frank from Rodeo Rewind, and we are going to talk about the Team Series. What's your personal thoughts on the Team Series right now?
I think it provides a great way for new fans to get attracted to the sport. I think it's got some stickiness in terms of, typically fans fall into a pattern rooting for their favorite riders. If that rider gets hurt or isn't at an event, I think the teams are going to give them a little something more to root for. There's a few more storylines and things to follow and cover. It's just a new and different way to look at Western sports.
So how did you go about deciding which bull riders? Like, what were there, like, a couple things that you were like, I want this or I want that?
So we spent a lot of time, our whole sort of staff, primarily myself and Colby Yates, who's our team manager, Paul Krimber, our technical coach. The three of us spent a lot of time going through statistics, watching film. Obviously, those two guys know the riders really well, and we wanted to pick a pretty well-balanced team. We wanted plenty of experience. We wanted to bring some young guys in, further down the list and in our practice squad. But we really felt like we wanted to build our roster around the ability to, ride as many bulls as possible in a pen of bulls. So we, tried to balance things out a little bit in terms of, the style of riding and things like that as well.
Do you think that the way that the athletes are preparing on the teams is much different than how they're preparing on their own? It just seems, from an outsider watching and being a fan and doing this, it seems like there's more science and more training and more. It just seems so intense
we're
right
trying
now.
to, two things are true. One, I mean, part of it depends on the athlete, right? I mean, we got a guy, Keyshawn's on our team now. Keyshawn's kind of a gym rat anyway, right? Like, he works out all the time anyway. Some guys don't. Now they sort of have to hold each other accountable. So you got guys that probably haven't typically spent as much time in the gym, spending more time in the gym. And then we're trying to provide them with the tools that they wouldn't normally have: sports psychology, blood science, proper nutrition tools, those types of things. And I think every team's really taken that approach, that they're trying to provide things that come from other sports that these guys either haven't wanted to tap into, haven't had the access or the resources to tap into, that type of thing. So.
From being a teacher during the school year, it's kind of interesting to me. I teach science, so it's been really kind of fun to follow on social media the different teams and kind of see, like, there's science happening here, like, and it's not an accident. Like, this is purposeful science happening. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool.
What about the other thing that's been on my mind is, I believe, just from watching the preseason and that, I'm almost confident that the next group of PBR superstars is going to come from this team series. I think there's so much.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you're going to see some younger guys get a chance that maybe didn't, haven't worked their way up through the system yet. I think it's going to be interesting as we leave this season and move into the next UTB season and so on, how those sort of reps and rotations of, where the guys choose to participate and spend their time, the number of minor league events they go to, all that type of thing. But I think you're still going to, the cream's going to rise to the top in both series for sure.
Will you have any contact with the players during the season, the regular season? Or is that...
We will have, I would say, contact, but no real sort of obligation.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on trying to get multi-year agreements with a few of our guys, but we won't be managing their career, so to speak, during that season. At least not at this point in the league.
We think it's super exciting, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
So Anthony, I had a good time interviewing Casey Lane. Who did you get to interview at the event?
So I got to interview Bob Mitchell. He's a bull rider for the Kansas City Outlaws.
Who was our favorite team going in, but it's possible that we now like more teams than one.
Right.
It's crazy. So, what do you think? Should we watch the interview?
Yeah, let's go. Hello, I'm here with Bob Mitchell at the PBR team's event in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So, Mr. Mitchell, how is your approach different, or is it the same to playing just as an individual competitor?
Ever since we started teams, like on the Unleash the Beast series, it was kind of every man for himself. And now that we've moved on to the teams, you've got the whole team riding on your back now. So it's still the same. It's still the same. Like if you boil everything down, it boils down to you staying on your bull. But now you've got the whole team's weight on your back too. So it puts a little more pressure on you, makes you want to ride a little better. But it all boils down to you just staying on your bull.
Okay, and so how do you like communicate? What's your if you can share this, what's your workout schedule on the weeks?
Workout schedule? Our team trainer is, I call him Major Payne. He's freaking crazy. But he's got us on a workout schedule. We have to work out at least 3 times a week. But when I'm home, as long as I can, I work out every day that I'm home. Work out in the evenings. I go down with my brother or my sister and her husband. We all work out. But I try to every day I'm home.
Okay, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, you bet, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, that was a great week of interviews and meeting people.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you can, it's totally free. But not pressuring you to do anything, but if you can, please subscribe. It helps us out. And watch again next week, where we'll be covering 2 interviews that we did in Cheyenne.
Yes, some more interviews
And we might
from
be,
Cheyenne.
who knows, we might do 2 next week.
Maybe, and then we're going to be hitting some news segments soon. So
Eventually we'll have to, in about 3 weeks, we'll have to get back to